Hey guys, Poro back with another video, and this time I'll be doing a brief rundown of all the action that occurred during the play-in stage. I want to give some of my thoughts on each of the series, and finally give my Swiss stage predictions. Overall, I went 9-4 in my play-ins predictions. BDS defeated Golden Guardians easily in their best of 5 qualification match off the back of Adam's Garen. The focus of these games were mostly around topside, as Crowny picked a lot of weak side champs that can play safe. Day 1 saw PSG beating Rainbow 7 2-0 in a close first game, but a massive stomp in the second. Loud defeating Gam 2-0 also looked very convincing at the time at least. Day 2 saw my first incorrect prediction as BDS fell to Team Wales in a 2-1 series. Game 1 saw destruction from Adam's Darius as he solo carried the game in Smurf fashion, but we then saw BDS get completely punished for their earlier draft strategy when Adam blind picked Renekton twice with Crowny playing weak side champs, only for them to be easily bled out in both games. The other series saw CFO defeating a weak DFM 2-0 without any surprises. Day 3 was my only completely incorrect day, as PSG defeated Loud 2-0 and Team Wales beat CFO 2-1. PSG vs Loud saw a close first game, but a poor second game, and the Team Wales vs CFO series was back and forth with a stomp each and a close third game. Day 4 went by without a hitch as DFM and Rainbow 7 saw swift exits to BDS and GAM respectively. Rainbow 7 did defeat Gamma MSI though, so this must have been a huge mental sigh of relief for the team. Day 5 featured my final incorrect guess as I thought Loud would defeat GAM again. However, Robo and Croc did what Robo and Croc do best by flipping the coin and landing on tails. Many viewers think this is the worst top jungle performance ever recorded at Worlds, but it wouldn't really be Loud if they didn't have those kinds of games. BDS vs CFO saw BDS making strong adaptations to their original drafts, now weak-siding top with picks like Set in favor of strong bot picks like Kalista. BDS made quick work with a 2-0. The final day of play-ins started off with a VCS finals rematch between Team Wales and GAM. Team Wales at this point had all the momentum and looked like the more dominant team, but GAM had won 3-1 in their playoffs matchup and also had the mental rejuvenation of defeating Rainbow 7 and Loud back-to-back to clean their plate off of recent international grudge matches. GAM repeated their 3-1, looking stronger across all parts of the map. Finally, we had the series between BDS and PSG, and this was one of the most entertaining series I've ever had the privilege to watch. PSG came out swinging in games 1 and 2, featuring some extremely dominant performances from Maple and Wako. Wako's 1v3 backline dive with Kai'Sa was probably the play of the tournament for me so far. On the brink of defeat, Adam brought out his Olaf to complete the highly sought-after God's acronym completion in Game 3, and BDS proceeded to struggle through a challenging comeback to win a 40-minute banger. PSG tried to rally in Game 4 with a similar draft to Game 1, but were stopped short completely by Adam's Garen and a super slick Crowny Kai'Sa Duskblade proc. Game 5 went down to the wire with both teams fearing elimination, but Adam was able to take charge of the early and mid-game with fearless Darius engages to keep BDS barely hanging on. With over 40 minutes of game time, Lebrov found a massive flank to separate PSG's peels from their carries, and BDS were able to stomp a teamfight and find their reverse sweep comeback. Speaking of Lebrov, I wanted to take a quick moment to highlight his performance as well. Despite the spotlight being on Adam for the most part, Lebrov had some insane engages and strong consistency across the series when his team needed it. Either player could deserve MVP. Looking at my player rankings, I think I mostly got things right. Robo is a griefer for sure, but I don't regret a C-tier placement. I could probably slide Aji up above Robo for sure though, as he pulled out way more picks and playstyles than I thought he could and overperformed by expectations on those picks. I have no changes to make for jungle. I think I got the play-ins junglers relatively correct. Mid lane would see a demotion for Gory, who looked completely lost in the qualifications match, and likely a bump up for Jimmian, who had a couple of impressive Jace performances. Bot went as expected, with Artemis, Route, and Wako showing why I had them solidly a step above the usual minor region tier. I'm also sticking with my B-tier placements for Lebrov, Pallet, and Seos in support. Pallet had some disgustingly bad games in the first half, but more than made up for it in their rematch versus Team Wales. My team rankings were decent, but I should have had Team Wales up in D tier and Loud pushed to the back of D. Having BDS up in that C tier above all the other play-in teams seems to have been the correct decision, and I'm happy with PSG at the top of D despite them not making it in the end. Overall, I'm happy with how play-ins went in regard to what I thought would happen. I would have liked to see Loud make it obviously, but they went out the way that I thought they might go out, so it's fine. Team Wales playing better than my expectations was also fine, as I at least made the right calls on which two players to look out for in the case that they did well. Now that you're caught up on what went down in play-ins, we can take a peek at Swiss as I give my predictions for round 1, as well as my prediction for which 8 teams will make it out. Swiss is a unique format that allows me to pick the 8 teams that I genuinely think are the best to make it out, unlike the group stage where a strong team might draw a group of death or a weak team draws a group of life. In the interest of time, I'll keep this short and sweet. I have, in order of when they play, T1 over TL, Mad over Cloud9, Genji over GAM, JDG over BDS, G2 over D+, Weibo Gaming over NRG, LNG over Fnatic, and BLG over KT. Of the matches, there are 3 in particular I'm really looking forward to, those being G2 versus D+ for obvious reasons, BLG versus KT to determine if LPL is really going to be stronger than LCK this tournament, and JDG versus BDS because I want to see Adam versus 369 for comedic purposes. The 8 teams I have making it out of Swiss are all 4 LCK teams, JDG, BLG, and LNG from LPL, and G2 from LEC. This means I have Weibo Gaming not in my top 8, and a complete shutout from NA. I do have some asterisks to put on these teams though based on some rumors I've heard. For starters, there's a small but not zero chance that NRG come out way stronger than I expect them to, as I hear their scrims are going well. Also along team rumors, I know some people are speculating that BLG might flop due to the lack of practice from being forced on 13.13 for LPL and 13.12 for Asia games. Assuming all goes as planned though, there are realistically 3 teams fighting for the final 2 spots, those being G2, D+, and Weibo. I chose Weibo to be the bubble team from those 3 as I tend to think that D+ have a real dark horse shot at going far in the tournament, and I can't help but cheer for the West as always. With that, that's everything I've got for this video. I stream on Twitch and also have a Discord server, feel free to drop by either. I also have a Ko-fi page and any tips are highly appreciated. I don't know if I'll do any more Worlds videos, but I'll definitely try if I have the time. Bye!